Savage Media. Savage Media.
Blessed risings. Good afternoon or good evening, depending on where in the world you're tapping in from. You got to keep in mind that Keep It P podcast is a global show. And today on this episode of the Hakuna Matata Hour, we will be discussing Sean Diddy Combs faces 7 new sexual assault abuse lawsuits as flood of new cases begin. Listen, where are all of these coming from? It just all of a sudden out the blue. And why I'm saying out the blue is because there's lawsuits from 1999. He touched my elbow. He touched my elbow in a sexual way, y'all. I mean, over 3,000 calls on one day. On one day. We're live, y'all. Tap on in. Come on up in here. We're live, y'all. Listen. They even to the point where, look, sexual assault, men claiming Tony Busby, the Negro hunter, his barrage has begun. The floodgates are open and Diddy is being sued left and right by people who claim he sexually assaulted them, including a handful of men. Diddy has now been named in 6 separate lawsuits filed by Tony Busby, the Negro hunter, the Texas attorney who says he's representing up to 120 alleged Diddy victims, and 4 of the 6 filed so far feature male accusers. In one suit, a man says he was working for Ecko Clothing back in, listen, the reason why he's going so hard in on paint on the men accusers is if I can get a conviction of him sexually abusing a man, then I definitely can get him on sexually abusing a woman. That's why he's going for the men first. Because if you have 120 of them and then you filed your first 6, right? And your first, in 4 of the 6, over 50% is men. You're making a statement. You're shooting your shot. You're going for the gold. You're trying to get a precedent. You're trying to show a pattern. If he was hunting on men, of course he was hunting on the women's den. Of course he did that then. If he did this, he did that. That's why he's doing 6 lawsuits, all separate, and 4 of them are men. Out of the 120 total lawsuits he's going to be dropping. Why is he doing all the men? He said he only has a handful of men clients. Well, a handful out of 120 is probably the 4. So he probably almost doing all of the men at one time. So we have 6 different lawsuits. 4 of the 6 filed so far feature male accusers. And one suit, a man says he was working for Ecko Clothing back in 2008 and knew Diddy through his work. As Diddy was developing and marketing Sean John, a competing brand, he says he ran into Diddy and Diddy's 3 bodyguards in the stockroom of Macy's flagship store in NYC in May 2008. And he claims someone pistol whipped the back of his neck and caused him to fall to his hands and knees. He claims Diddy approached him and said, "Suck my penis." Ecko and brutally, orally scraped him. In another suit, a man claimed he was hired to work security for Diddy's 2006 white party when he believes he consumed a drink laced with GHB and/or ecstasy. He says Diddy forced him into a van, overpowered him, and sexually assaulted him. The man claims Diddy inserted his penis into the man's anus and sodomized him. I should have said warning, should have gave y'all a heads up. I don't usually read the articles. So obviously they wanted to get the bussiness across. So sorry, I don't read the articles first, so I didn't know it was so graphic. So you had to excuse me, but we're here now. It is what it is. He says the alleged scrape resulted in semen leaking out of his body. You're just like, body? What part? I mean, if you're already nasty there, why you didn't say where it was leaking from? I mean, if you're already trying to traumatize and paint this picture, and don't forget, this is a TMZ, so you know Harvey. You know what Harvey, you know what team he's on. I would have did this as a hidden bussy, but this ain't so hidden. We had heard stories, and I'm not even saying it's true. I'm just saying if fam is bussy, I wouldn't be shocked. If he's calling himself bisexual, I wouldn't be shocked. That's all I'm saying. It continues. Another man suing Diddy claims he went to a Diddy party in October 2021 where he became disorientated after consuming one drink. He says the room started spinning, and the next thing he remembers is being in a bedroom paralyzed. He says at least 3 men sexually assaulted him through sodomy and other forced acts, and claims he distinctly recalls seeing a naked Diddy above him at one point during the alleged assault. You just remember that so clearly, and you got, hold on. And he said, distinctly. How's everything else? You're disorientated. Listen, you can't have all of the words there. You can't have all of it. You can't be disorientated and you can't have distinct recollection. You can't have all of it. He continues, a fourth lawsuit is from a man who says he was only 16 years old when he was invited to Diddy's 1998 white party in the Hamptons. Michael Rubin actually throws that party, just to give you a little tidbit. It's actually a party thrown by Michael Rubin, not Diddy. It continues. White party in the Hamptons where he says they snapped a photo together. He says Diddy took an interest in him and took him to a more private area to chat, where Diddy told him he had the right look for the music industry and he could make him into a star with Diddy's help. He claims Diddy abruptly told him to drop his pants and expose his penis for inspection, with Diddy saying it was a rite of passage and asking, "Don't you want to break into the business?" He says he succumbed and dropped his pants, exposing his penis, and claims Diddy cupped and held onto his genitals, squeezing and filling them. The lawsuits are among the 120 Busby, the Negro Hunter, says he's filing against Diddy. We reached out to Diddy's camp. So far, no word back. Listen, man. You're not hearing me, man. Listen. How's he go from everybody else was penetrated, sodomized, and he just felt me up a little bit. And I ain't saying if he did that it was okay. And I'm not minimalizing it, but I am a little bit, because you waited how many years to say he felt on my privates? He fondled my privates at the party. You waited from 1998 to say that, while all the other alleged victims were sodomized and traumatized and gang scraped, and here you come. Yeah, he felt on my elbow and he brushed against my pee-pee and he told me to drop my drawers, and I did it. Now, fam saying he was a minor. Now, this is the first one to bust out and say he was a minor. Diddy 54. And hold on. And they're talking about no response from Diddy's party. Well, his lawyer said Combs cannot possibly address every meritless allegation in what has become a reckless media circus. And indeed it has. Combs, 54, has pleaded not guilty to racketeering, conspiracy, and sex trafficking charges alleging he coerced and abused women for years. That's why I said, that's why Buzz B, the Negro Hunter, is going right in. He's going right in for all the men cases that he has, because all he has to do is snag one of them, and then all of these women, abuse women for years, that will go smooth, because if he did it to men, he obviously did it to the women, right? With help from a network of associates and employees, while silencing victims through blackmail and violence, including kidnapping, arson, and physical beatings. Combs' lawyers have been trying unsuccessfully to get the Bad Boy Records founder freed on bail. He has been held at a federal jail in Brooklyn since his September 16th arrest. Two judges have concluded that Combs would be a danger to the community if he is released from the Metropolitan Detention Center, a facility that has been plagued by violence and dysfunction for years. At a bail hearing 3 weeks ago, a judge rejected $50 million bail package, including home detention and electronic monitoring, after concluding that Combs was a threat to tamper with witnesses and obstruct a continuing investigation. Meanwhile, you have Vince McMahon's investigation by the federal government put on pause. And that is directly from them. That's directly from them, that there is currently an investigation going on, but it is on pause for Vince McMahon. On Friday, an appeals court judge denied Combs' immediate release from jail, while a 3-judge panel of the Second U.S. Circuit Court of Appeals weighs his bail request. The other lawsuits filed Monday in U.S. District Court in Manhattan include allegations of scraped, forced oral sex, and drugging to incapacitate victims. One of the Jane Does suing Combs alleged he scraped her in a locked hotel room in 2004 after he invited her and a friend there for a party, gave them drinks, and told them to snort cocaine. The woman, a college freshman at the time, alleged Combs also forced her friend to perform oral sex on him and said he would have them both killed if they didn't comply with his demands. The other Jane Doe alleges Combs violently attacked and scraped her in a bathroom in 2005 at a party for the late rapper Biggie Smalls' music video, One More Chance. According to the woman, Combs brought her into the bathroom to talk privately and then started kissing her unexpectedly. When she tried to pull away, she alleged he slammed her head against the wall, causing her to fall to the floor. The woman says she tried to escape, but Combs hit her again and scraped her. Afterwards, according to the woman, Combs nonchalantly adjusted his clothing and told her, "You better not tell anyone about this or you will disappear." In another John Doe lawsuit, a man working as a security guard at Combs' Hamptons White Party in 2006 alleged the star gave him an alcoholic beverage that he came to believe was laced with a drug that made him feel extremely ill. The man alleges that Combs then pushed him into the van, held him down, and sexually assaulted him. In the other lawsuit filed Monday, Combs is accused of forcing a man to perform oral sex on him in the stockroom of Macy's flagship store in Manhattan's Herald Square in 2008 and sexually assaulting a man at a party in October 2021. The latter man, who suspects a drug beverage left him unable to fight back, recalls multiple men assaulting him and distinctly recalls seeing Combs above him naked at one point during the assault, the lawsuit said. Wow. That's it. That's all. I ain't gonna hold you. I'm just gonna mold you, fold you, and scold you about being off code. What did we learn here today, boys and girls? It's on. This ain't the end of it, but this is the price that you pay for your Hakuna Matata ways, sir. I'm not saying it's right. I'm not caping for you either. I'm just saying what happened to innocent until proven guilty. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. Love, peace, blessings, and aloha. But first, subscribe for the vibe, like for the spike, comment your vomit, share if you care, if you dare to get Black empowerment everywhere. We're on all the platforms. Apple Music, Spotify, YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, Snapchat, Facebook. Come and take a look. You might get shook because there is plenty of fake ones out there. But if you find this one first, it's possible you could get hooked. It is. It just definitely is. Love, peace, blessings, and aloha. I gotta go how for sure how. You already know how. Big brother, light bright, supremo, Mike T. Signing off.
Von Savage Media. Von Savage Media.